You gotta scoot over. You gotta be like you like me. Good morning, Victoria.
Good morning, you guys.
Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is the voice of Mr. 2020.
Welcome to another Feel It Real Fun for You on the 15th of April 2022.
Oh my God, yes.
I was thinking this morning how, well, actually, I don't really need to say the date. And then I thought, oh no, but some people, they like to know, oh, this is the next one I'm meant to watch. Probably a bit
Some
anal
people
like
are
me.
very anal.
Yes.
Right?
So I will continue to say the date. And it's your manifesting questions answered live, but there's a theme.
Some people are very fastidious.
Fastidious.
I just love that one.
Am I fastidious? What's
don't know.
the word even mean, really?
Dark mockery. Are you anal or fastidious?
They're probably the same.
Terry, not tardy. Terry is
And
here.
the theme of
Triple
today's
D,
show is the
Alessandra,
Mad
Triple
Money
D,
Method
Triple D,
Show.
Terry.
And did you see how we were dead on time? Isn't that amazing?
We were 2 minutes
10:01.
late.
Oh, I see. I was looking at that.
Radio. We were nowhere. Well, we were on Victoria time.
So
Yep.
Terry wasn't tardy,
No,
but
he
we
was
were
on time
probably
for us.
tardy.
Yes. Sizzle.
Yo.
Yo.
And John Mance.
Oh,
Hello.
these Triple
Haven't
D
seen you in a
kids.
bit.
Wow. I think he was here yesterday
John Mance.
or the day before.
Wow. You're becoming a regular again.
No, this is our regular time, Sizzle. Sizzle says we're an hour
Hello,
early.
Judy. Okay, so go to go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Yeah, okay.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. By the way, see, that course is all about the experiences that change your experiences that change your experience. Right? Just think about that. It's not about self-frickin' development. Good God.
Right. And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
Do I look like I'm into self-development?
You don't look like you're into personal development at all.
That's right. Zuli, triple
walk around the dog
D.
park and you've got
I didn't put my
these
money
on.
glasses on. Shit.
Look at him, all matching, red glasses, red hat,
Just making
red
that
shirt.
noise.
They're a different colour. They're all different colour reds.
Look at that. Wow.
Hello, Alessandra and Faith.
Is that spooky or what? Looking at the roto light with these?
Oh, that looks weird.
Oh, that is just
That's like
wild,
Mr.
man.
Mercedes that we're watching at the moment. The
All right.
Stephen King series. All right, so are we starting with a quote?
Yeah, we're going to start with the Neville Goddard quote. We're mixing things up.
Mixing things up, doing it different.
Different is better than better, they all said
We
in
all
Triple
know
D.
about that one, don't we?
Have you guys noticed, you guys that have done it, not just Triple D and those who haven't, there is a radical difference. It's like the difference between being alive and not.
Well, yeah, like you say, dead sucks.
Yeah, dead sucks. Are you gonna be here for the we were talking about
The
my adventures
live
with
show.
Stephen King.
Yeah.
Seriously, the shit that I don't talk
Hello,
about in
Zuli.
public. All right,
And Valerie.
so
Okay.
Uma says those shades are pretty shady.
Shady. Oh, yes, they're down there now.
All right,
Okay. Yeah, they're shady.
so
I know.
so let's get into the business. Let's do the Neville Goddard quote.
I'm about to.
Okay.
So Neville says, I have a friend in this city who I met recently, and he gave me a very sad story. He was up against it.
Ooh.
He'd borrowed money,
Oh no.
and he can't pay it back.
Oh.
Things are just going from bad to worse.
Oh dear.
While shaving, you don't have to go into some church to find him while shaving. Is that in the Neville Goddard quote?
Yeah. This is Neville actually talking.
I thought of him, and I instantly... ... 3 hours later, he called me to tell me it's so good he doesn't know what really to take.
Oh my God! Imagine that. 3 hours later.
He said that in the immediate present, 2 wonderful jobs are offered to him. Jobs he can do and do well. Both are great, and he doesn't know which one to take. Now he has another problem. I will now assume that he has taken the right one, the best one. And I know that in the immediate future, George will again call me and tell me that, on reflection, he could not have chosen more wisely.
Alrighty, get this, right? Neville's imagined not one but two problems
I
solved.
haven't heard you. We haven't done this quote before on a show.
No, we haven't. It's from the Neville Goddard Prosperity Pack, which is what we're going to be promoting a lot today.
Right.
Because it's the Neville Goddard Prosperity Pack Day. But I digress. Okay, so let's hold that quote in mind. Let's meditate on it for hours before we begin the show.
No.
Okay, let's do it.
All right. So with all that in mind, the first question for today is from Andrew on Facebook. Manifest money without working.
By the way, this is from a post. I swiped it from the beginning of Andrew's post because it really fit in so well. So stay tuned.
And Andrew says, is it weird that I desire to manifest a life where I don't have to work? A lot of people, including people in Law of Attraction and Neville Goddard groups, say it's good to find a dream job. But to be completely honest, I don't think I have a dream job. I simply do not dream of labour. Every job I had in the past I hated, and honestly, I'm still recovering from past experiences at old jobs.
God, I know what you mean. Like, I had a bad day at work.
Bad day.
Yeah, I had a bad day at work. I was 23 years old, and I got my head kicked in, right?
Yeah.
When you die, you do piss and shit your pants. So I can relate. You know what I mean? So, like, then there was the one time the one secretary didn't smile back. Yep. And then we had that bring your gas can to work day, but that's another story, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about some fun here real quick. So let's go from the top here. Is it weird that I desire to manifest a life where I don't have to work? You don't need our permission to have pizza. You don't need our permission for anything. So my question is, manifest a life where I don't need to work. To me, that sounds very out there. Someday, yeah.
Do you consider your job work?
Me? Now?
Our job.
This is our job. Right? You get this? Right? This is fun. Maybe we talk to people. Lisa. Triple D. Yo. We say the word yo a lot. I mean, like now here's what's
and you
fun.
do this a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, I never realized how much I did that since watching Sling Blade.
Yes.
But a lot of people, including people in the LOA and Neville Goddard groups, say it's good to find a dream job. To be completely honest, I don't think I have a dream job. A lot of people say a lot of things. Most of them are dumb. Let's just be honest. I mean, a lot of law of attraction groups say carry rocks in your pocket. Notice where the rocks in the skies are. They make it all about rocks, right? Meanwhile, I simply do not dream of labor. Good on you. Now, here's the cool thing. I'd imagine up a day that's worth living just for fun. And I got to tell you, I mean, I had years where I didn't do anything at all, right? When you get your head kicked in at work having a bad day, they tell you to stay home for a while, right?
Yeah.
And I got to say, I mean, after reading a lot of books and a lot of stuff, I was pretty damn bored, right? I'm going to suggest manifesting up a purpose, right? Like what gets you out of bed in the morning. But we'll continue to dive into this. But the part that I want to nail is this. Every job that I had in the past, I hated. And honestly, I'm still recovering from past experiences at old jobs. You can't get to what you want as long as you're living as a reaction. You're what gives life. And so if you wake up in the morning and it's like, man, the day that I caught Shelley's desk on fire, that still bothers me.
Because then she went on fire.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's like I had to get a whole new suit, right? So we just sort of walk away from some of this stuff. Revise that stuff. This is important because if you think the solution is one thing based upon what you're reacting to, it just is complicated. It's sort of like, you know what? I will never date another blonde. Right? They're fucking nuts. Right? Hashtag nuts. Right? But it's like, right, you revise that and it's like, okay. Right? Or I'm never going to eat another piece of meat. Why? Because I ate one that was overcooked. Right. Well, I like meat, but I'm not going to eat it because one was overcooked. Revise.
Yeah,
revise,
what are your
revise.
hobbies? Like one thing I was wondering was, what are your hobbies? Because, well, firstly,
this is good.
I was going to say...
Have you read the post?
No.
No, right? This is very good.
Very good.
Yeah. Cool. Good.
No, because, like, imagine if you just got paid to do what you love. Like, this is what you do, yeah?
Sure.
What are your hobbies? Like, do you like photography? Or do you like, there's all sorts of things that you might enjoy. You might like painting. I don't know what it is.
Tony,
but imagine if that was your occupation.
Tony Doyle likes making images up.
He likes making money.
Yeah, and he makes money while doing that. Now, here's the
Yeah.
fun thing: if we make money, so, yeah, and this showed up in the comments. This is really good. So the comments in Andrew's post included like, "Hey, what are your hobbies? You can make some money," and then it's like, "Oh, but my hobby will become work." Then that's because you're carrying the trauma from work, and you go, "Well, I could make my hobby work. I can make my hobby
And
my
then
hobby a trauma."
you'll end up hating it.
Yeah, and then
if
you end
do.
up hating it, right?
Yeah.
On the other hand, if you're I make great money while doing what I love. Keyword while, right? That is a result of doing this show today, quote unquote, right? It's actually as a result of Imaginal Act for doing this show. As a result of doing this show and her doing some edits, we're going to make money while she plays in the garden, while I play in the hot tub, while I answer Sizzle's comments.
You mean while you nap and I make lunch and
Yeah.
do all of that?
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Exactly, right? So we make money while doing great things that we love.
Yeah.
And it just sort of changes everything, because it's like if you make anything work, well, I'm going to feel it real, fix the past, the future's better. It feels like work. I don't like it.
And one other thing I just wanted to say was, look, Andrew, you couldn't get the more boring job in the world that I had, which was just like management accountant.
Oh my God.
Numbers, like, I don't want to be here, probably. But then it was like, it suddenly became so exciting because I talked about it, I think, in about how they had the fire at work. And then I became like detective, because for me, puzzle solving, I love that. And my job launched into being a puzzle solver.
Forensics.
Like going all through the charred check butts and statements and trying to work out who done it type stuff.
And it's all because Shelley didn't smile at me, so I brought my gas can to work, right? It changed her entire life.
Yeah, so talk about change. And then it moved from that to implementing accounting software at like huge companies. So I was able to develop it. Like, it was like a puzzle again. It was like everyone said, but I want this and I need that and I need that and I need that. And it's like, oh, how can I implement this where I satisfy everyone? So yeah, it doesn't have to be a boring work labor job.
But before she retired,
Yes.
right, she was doing consulting gigs from home here.
Yeah.
Working for the biggest companies in Australia, the construction companies,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And any given afternoon, we could have given her a couple glasses of whiskey, right? And she could have shut the economy of Australia right down. Just erase about 7 databases, and suddenly there's billions of dollars, right? All screwy.
Yeah, because they were listed on the stock exchange.
Oh
some
yeah,
of them.
she could have screwed the entire economy of the country up.
was
Her,
funny.
right? And of course, what's she doing? She's just solving puzzles.
Yeah.
But if she made it like, if she turned it into I hate this, I hate this, I hate this, a couple glasses of whiskey, I don't hate it anymore.
I don't like whiskey, so I would never have done that. Gin and tonic.
Gin and tonic
on the other hand, in
right.
summer.
Yeah,
In
true.
winter, probably a really good Shiraz or something.
Every summer I'd pray for her clients. Please, Jesus, don't ever wreck the economy.
Cool, excellent.
But we're going to keep going, Andrew.
Yeah.
Notice how your question gets answered in other questions on the show, because that's what I like to do. And some people say, you know what, it's like you get started on one thing and then you go into what's next, Victoria?
What's next, Victoria, is, so thank you, Andrew, dream-driven day. Jessie, panicking about money.
That's panicking.
And Jessie asks, I don't care so much about the method. However, a different way to remember to stretch more often, sometimes literally. Today has been a writing day, and until I saw this, I hadn't even put thought to money, and then caught myself panicking. Help.
I'd start caring about the methods. Interesting. At the beginning, you say, I don't care much about the method. However, you always remember, whenever you're in a problem place, the solutions that you disregard, you're disregarding from the state of being in the problem place.
Oh, yeah, yes,
Right?
okay.
So it's one of those things like in marketing school. When you go to marketing school and you take the oath, one of the top secret things they say is when you're learning about your people, find out what they think the solution is, because they think they fucking know. They go,
But it's a bit more, well, maybe not a bit more than that, but what I was going to say was, because you
it's probably a lot more
said
than that.
the solutions you disregard while you're in a panic state or something like that.
Yeah, while you're in your problem state.
Problem state. But it's like the problem state doesn't even pick up. It's like move into the non-problem state, whatever
Yeah, and
that
then
would
you'll
be, the relaxed
and then
state.
you're receptive to other solutions.
Yeah, to the solutions.
Right.
Because it's almost like they don't present yourself while you're there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, they're there. You just don't see them. You won't hear them.
Well, I guess creation's finished.
Yeah. You argue against them. Nah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's true, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's really cool. I get exactly what you're saying because
Yeah.
it's like whatever you think the solution is and what you know it can't be. No, it's not going to be this.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So I'll suggest that you start really caring about a few methods. Nail the Joseph Goddard in the morning. Right. Notice, I really never give myself congratulatory conversations. Right? And notice which ones you're skipping. The ones, and when people say, my favorite is this one, it's what I use all day long. Don't use it for 90 days. Or get off the method unicycle or the anti-method unicycle. I never use methods, Mr. 20. I'm more advanced than you. Yeah, really. Yeah, I've had a few people say that, right? And then the next email is something like, well, my relationship and my lack of money. It's like, yeah, but you're more advanced than I am. Good Lord. Neville used imaginary acts, scenes, we call them, how you experience what you experience, for his entire career. He didn't go, I'm more advanced than myself. Joe Weldon's at a French restaurant in Manhattan.
Yum. Where? In Manhattan.
Yeah, first we take Manhattan. All right.
Yum.
But let us continue.
Okay.
I really want you to fall in love with some methods. I really do. Right? The ones that you probably like the least. Right? You ever notice some couples, they don't even like each other, but they love each other? I'm lucky. I like this one. Right?
We are lucky.
We like each
Because it
other.
happens a lot, really.
Oh, yeah.
I love you, but
Yeah,
you're a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
Go away.
In the manifesting love thing we're working on, it's pretty cool. We're exploring things like boundaries and self-love bullshit. And another one is we love each other. We're on the same page.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're in the same book. Okay, we're on some similar pages, but to say we're always on the same page, that would just be hilarious. It's like, yeah, I'm on the same page as her, right? Here's what's cool. Since we're on similar pages,
don't let me be on the same page as him all the time.
since we're on similar pages,
Yes.
we actually get along and are interested in each other. But if we're on the same page, I'd be bored with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she's on the same. She gets to go, what the fuck is he doing now?
Yes.
I walked in the other night, right? So I'm over at the hot tub, and Timmy Lee moved shit around, and my carpet wasn't there, so I had to get into the hot tub and use my shorts as my carpet, so I didn't get dirt on my feet, because you don't get dirt in the hot tub,
Oh,
right?
so where are those shorts still over there?
No, I brought them over, but I carried them, right? So I go from the cottage to the hot tub. Let's say, what would you say, 200 meters?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably about
Maybe.
200 meters or so. So I walked over, right, from the hot tub to the house, right?
It's a miracle.
Yeah, it's
Is
a
that what you
miracle.
mean?
Yeah, I walked over and I'm carrying my outfit, right? So,
in the nutty.
yeah,
Got
exactly,
you.
right. And I walk in
Oh,
and
there's Tony.
yeah,
Tony!
well, she's halfway through the sentence of telling me about something, and then she realizes, oh, there's 20 and Dickie, right?
20 and Diggy.
Yeah, 20 and Dickie took a walk in the garden, right? So anyway, by the way, how many times have you taken a nudie walk in the garden?
Never. We're not on the same page.
Exactly,
are we?
we're not on the same page. We're in the
Especially
we're in the same book.
When Tony's window with his wife, I'm sorry.
Yeah, they're just right
I
up on the
can't
hill
remember
there.
his name. But they're right there. Turn around, it's like, oh,
Yeah,
and often you see him in his window.
yeah. Well, it was dark out.
Well, dusk.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. No, it was dark out then. That night I waited till dark.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Anyway. Dark Mockery says,
Okay.
last staff meeting, our executive director said, is everyone on the same page? I said, yes, but we're on a different book.
Yeah.
Say, no, that's
Very
another way to
good.
look at it, right?
Yes.
Sometimes the different books are in the same language. All right.
All
So,
right, sweet. Thanks, Jesse, for your question.
yeah, Coral says something about my flashlight. That's right. I walked through the garden with my flashlight.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Trippity
Okay.
Colby. Boom.
Right. The next question's from Paulus on Facebook. Big manifesting money mistakes. And Paula says, why people didn't just manifest millions or billions of dollars if manifesting's that easy? Is it even easy? What are the common mistakes or obstacles in manifesting billions of dollars?
All right. Need me a drink.
That's something to do with the mistakes, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
So I noticed Neville didn't wait, right? So his buddy told him some news, yada, yada, yada. Now, when his buddy popped into Neville's mind, Neville didn't go, I'll wait till I'm done shaving, then I'll go to my meditation room,
George,
light my
yeah.
Yeah, George comes into his mind. And he doesn't go, right, okay, I'm glad I just thought about George and his problem. I'll get to it later. After I'm done shaving, I'll go to my meditation room, light my candle and my incense, lock the door, turn on my 32 megahertz brainwave music. While shaving, Neville imagined saying something and hearing something. Right? We didn't share that part of the quote because I didn't want her to have to type all day. Right? But one of the things that he did was he was remembering when George gave him the good news. And he was sharing that with his wife, right? He was remembering when George gave him the good news. Things have turned around, right? I got two
job offers.
Yeah. And he ends up getting 2 job offers. Jess has to refund. You do that, right? So this is here's the big thing: waiting, introducing waiting. I'll imagine money later. I'm busy right now, right? The second thing is I'll imagine what money will give me. No, I won't do that. I'll imagine the money so that I can get what money will give me, right? I'd just say, imagine what you want. Now, here's the thing. There's this guy, Elon Musk, right? He's in the news again today, right? Elon Musk did a couple things. Like he founded PayPal. He's sending rockets into space. Now he wants to buy Twitter, right? And, I bet you the guy's actually imagining things with big money just for fun. But you get that he's not imagining waiting for big money to have fun. I get the guys, no matter what, he's just having fun.
Yeah.
So if you want to have fun while enjoying money, I'd suggest enjoy money now. Because if it's like, I can enjoy money once I get a 6-figure income, but if I make $99,999.99 this year,
with my money.
I got to be careful. We're going to have money fights, right? Like all that stuff, right? Which is just Looney Toony. Versus, if you want to imagine big money, imagine having big fun with money now. You enjoy making it, spending it, having it, investing it, right? Yeah, that's where I'd begin.
They're goodies for Paulus.
By the way, can you relate to it? I get some people can't relate to big money. But Neville's got a solution there. It's sort of like this whole thing. People say, well, I got you now, Mr. 20. I've never been married. How could I possibly imagine being married? It's like, cool. There are a couple ways. One, you can imagine people being happy for you. When you just imagine them coming up and just going, well, what's the secret you two have? Right? Because you know what it's like to have something good to share with someone. Well, I've never had nothing good to share with no one. Right? So you can imagine someone being happy for you. Well, I don't know anyone. Radio. Imagine me sharing your success story, because you're the impossible one. I'll share the impossible one as a success story, right? You can always imagine something that implies your wish fulfilled, right? Which is really what this comes down to. You don't want to imagine what makes your wish happen, millions of dollars, billions of dollars. Imagine what implies your wish is fulfilled. And I'm really going to suggest if you really want to play with big money, imagine enjoying money now. Because if you're having a rough time with money and you have $10, when you have 10,000, you're going to cook your own noodle.
Well, like it came up in the first question or something. Like it came up in the Neville Goddard quote because the guy thought he had problems. George thought he had problems because he owed all this money. And then it's like we've often said, what are the new problems? Because then he suddenly had to choose between 2 fantastic jobs.
Exactly.
So it became
So what are your
new
problems?
problem. And with $1 billion, what's your problem? Who am I going to trust? Which accountant am I going to choose to direct me and with all of this money? Like, it's new problems.
Yeah, totally. Get how cool that is? Imagine up goody problems. Right? I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to bring it up on the next one, but I won't now. I'll have to do something different.
Yes.
Great.
Cool.
Now I have to imagine up inspiration.
Okay, so thank you, Paulus, for your question.
That's right.
The next question is from Dream Driven Day, Jess.
Yeah, she had to leave.
Oh, she had to leave.
Yeah, we'll
so
just
was
skip
that
hers.
Jessie different to this
Yeah,
Jess?
that's Jessie.
Jessie.
Yes.
Yep, got ya.
Yes.
So, Dream Driven Day, Jess, is scared to leave my job.
Yep. One's a boy, one's a girl.
I got it.
Yeah.
And,
Oh, she's here. Yay!
Oh, she's still here.
You're back.
You didn't go to your job.
Or you didn't go.
And
That's right.
Jess asks, today I was feeling into businesswoman, doing what I love. And then I got scared about the idea of leaving my job. And then what? How to give yourself security in ways other than through a 9-to-5 job, like pension benefits, etc.
This is so much fun. Ready? There is no security out there. None. Right? Remember like 2.5 years ago, people were talking about the economy is booming, everything is great, and suddenly this thing called the loogie showed up. Then we had masks and flock downs and everything else, and everyone had to stay in their own nest.
It's a flock down.
Flock down. Yeah, you have to stay in your own nest. You can't go out and hang out in a flock at all. There is no security out there. Right? There's none. Right? I am one of, talking about Elon Musk, right? I was one of the original guys on PayPal, right? So I was selling cassette tapes on the internet, and people were paying me by cash or money or checks, right? Cash or checks, right?
Yeah, right.
So they'd listen to me talking about the Native American medicine wheel stuff. This is like the late 90s. And I'd say, and if you want more, send cash or check too, right? And they would,
it's
right?
funny, isn't it?
So
how much we've changed,
right? And then this thing called, and I looked at doing credit cards online, but back then, oh my God, you had to pass all these security checks, and it was just like, I got to spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on approvals and all this bullshit, and it's like, I ain't doing any of that. So it's like, send me a check, send me some cash, send me an email telling me you're sending it, and I'll send your cassette tapes out right now. Because if I'm selling cassette tapes for $100, right? They cost me $10 to make and ship. So it's like I'm willing to take the risk, right? I find most of humanity's decent, right? So I went with PayPal, and I'm telling you this for a reason, right? So I have this. I'm with PayPal, and once or twice over the years, PayPal changed the rules. So I used to have this thing where it's like, so I had some stuff that I gave away for a donation. And I put up donation buttons. They let me do that for 2 years, and then they shut down my entire account. And they said, are you a nonprofit? I says, I have a nonprofit, but this has nothing to do with it. And they're like, if you're not a nonprofit, you can't use donation buttons. And it's like, well, you don't put this in your terms and conditions, right? And I've known it for 2 years. And so they really locked my shit up. It's like, radio. So being an entrepreneur, even giving shit away, like it doesn't mean you have security. But I imagine something that caused that problem to happen. So now we've got 2 payment processors. We use Stripe and we use PayPal. Right? If one of them goes tits up, I just slide a little slider and everything goes through the other. Just for fun. And I mention it because there are some real world things that you can do, like make great money while doing what you love. And I really suggest everyone that doesn't want to quote unquote making okay money doing something that you're okay with.
Not even really like.
Yeah, you don't even really like, right?
Yeah.
But there's no security, right? There is no security with anything out there. On the other hand, what did Neville say? Neville told the 2 ladies, one on the East Coast, one on the West, to experience what they would experience if they had financial security.
Financially embarrassed ladies. I love that, yeah.
And the one, Chris Nelson, got a trust fund from a shagging buddy.
She did.
Oh, yeah.
An old shagging buddy.
An old shagging buddy. Found her out of the blue. Boom. Right? So here's the fun thing. When you just decide, you know what? Here's my day-to-day. Here's my financial feeling. When you start separating these out a little bit, you can start imagining, right, what would it be like to really know I can make great money, have great money while doing what I love? Then you start imagining up doing what you love every day, which we're going to be talking about shortly with Victoria.
Okay.
All right.
So that was for Jess.
Yes.
Thanks very much for your question, Jess.
By the way, so businesswoman, yada, 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 pension benefits. Tony Vidal put up some earthly things there, which is cool to know, right? And check into that stuff, you people that are in the U.S., because Tony's pretty smart, right? He's not a dumb cookie, right? He's a smart one. But really get, anytime you sell the pearl, you're just selling you. I'm my security. Right? More than once, I've decided to wipe out my retirement account and invest in technology, to invest in trainings, to invest in what as long as this unit is here, okay, all the trainings that I've taken, all the people that I've managed, all right, look, I'll go fly across the country and spend a couple days with this one, give it way too much fucking money, right? But I'm my security, not the amount of money I have in the bank. Yeah, not what's in my retirement, not what I'm promised. But more on that some other time. So, by the way, blaming a job for security is like blaming health insurance for health. Think about that, right? I've got health insurance. Right. Anyway, like I tell QB how many things, I say I don't want to say too much like that. Anyway, how many somethings equal health, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. We'll just say pokies, right? How many pokies? Lisa says, invest in Dream Driven Day. We're opening up the doors on that this weekend, maybe today. I've just been way too busy. Tony, we're talking about doing something, needing dates. I'll be getting back to you on that. I'm just having a rough time with dates. So I feel like I'm dating her every day, though.
Birthday month. You turn 1 year older.
Yes. 1 year older, you're screwed, man. 56-ish. All right.
Cool. Excellent. So that was for Jess. Thanks very much for your question, Jess.
Yeah, that was a good one. That wasn't the dumbest question ever. She's my buddy.
The last question today is from Dream Driven Day Lisa, before Garden Girl. And Lisa asks, it'd be interesting to know what Victoria was imagining or desiring while she was still working a job before she became a stay in the garden girl method. The future garden seemed to want her as much as she desired it, and 20 seemed to identify this as well. The means to let Victoria's gifts live through the garden. Please tell us about it. Thank you.
All right.
Wow. Whoa. So, yeah, well, I was never into gardening. I never had a garden until I bought here. And even then it wasn't a garden, it was a bush block.
Oh, yeah.
And while I was working on the job, so I did the crazy forceful thing because I was, when I first met 20, I met 20 because I was trading what did we call it? A short...
Oh, we were snipers.
Foreign exchange. I was trading on the foreign exchange. Snipers. Yes, of course.
Yeah.
So fits for me. But, so that's how I met 20. And then when he came to live here, I was getting into like, well, I want to trade at night. I want to do my day job as security, Jess. But I want to get a garden going. And then I went down the crazy route of if I just plant one plant a day, I'll come home every day, I'll plant a plant, and then I'll get on the trade. So it's just like, oh, when I think about it now, and of course it didn't last, and it was so much force. And I guess the big turning point in a way, well, one big turning point in a way for me was when I wasn't made redundant. The company I was working for as a full-time employee sold to another company. And instead of them taking me on as a full-time employee, they said, no, you can work with us as a contractor. So that then eased up time for me. So I do, I don't know, let's say 20 hours a week as a contractor. So suddenly I did have more time, although some of it was researched uncharted. It doesn't matter. So I started to have more time out in the garden. And then it just became a total addiction. And it was like, I just wanted to be out there. I just loved what I was creating out there so much more than what I was creating inside on the computer. And yet there was still a part of me that was like just again, scared to... 20 even suggested, just do what we do and be out there. And it was, I did find at the time, it said, for me, for some reason, my job said a lot about me. It was like to be able to earn my money, which is ridiculous because we share everything we've got. But it felt like I wanted that element as well. That anyway, until eventually, I don't know what happened. It was just suddenly a change of attitude. It was just like that drawer out there was too much. They were trying probably to get me to do other things as well that are just parts of the job that are just like boring. And it was just like, you know what? I've got, no, had enough. And stopped. And crumbs. And these Feel It Real Fun shows have been all through that, haven't they?
Oh yeah, we started while you were
when I was like
yeah,
a
still
really
as a
good
consultant.
employee.
Right. Oh yeah, true.
I'd come home for lunch. We'd do our little periscopes.
Yep.
But yeah. And then it's the more I felt like I gave up on anything having to happen in the garden, with work, with what we do here, with any of it, the more it allowed just for it. I don't know.
Yeah. You notice she's
weird.
giving up on work. Do something now for the payment later. Do something now
Yeah.
for the security forever.
Yeah.
You'll notice that she's showing up in her life. So, by the way, in Triple D, somebody put this in your whenever you did Triple D, put this in your Triple D group, because this is really important. She gave up image so she could have status. My job says something about me. Making my own money, being a professional, that says something about me.
Yeah.
Right? I'm employed.
Yeah. It felt like bragging rights. And it's like...
It is. Yeah. And at the end of the day, it's like, I'm bragging that I've got the nicest cell on the fucking block.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm the one that only has one bunkie. Right? Yeah, it's the Bunkie Bob doll made with genuine prison labor. The Bunkie Bob doll. Anyway. But how cool is that?
Yeah, really cool. And I remember actually, because you used to go to the dog park every morning. And of course, when I was a full-time employee, I couldn't do that.
Yep.
And then...
Should go to WORK.
Yes, I did. And then I started going to the dog park. When I became a contractor, some mornings were off, so I'd go to the dog park during the week. And actually that was a massive, like, wow, there's people here that aren't... all these people here. And they weren't all old. It was like... And yet...
They've got lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They come with their dogs. They meet down the dog park, buy coffees, chat, have fun. The dogs have fun. And it was like, wow, this world existed and I had no idea it existed.
Living in your day exists, not just having goals, outcomes, seeking security, knowing that I'll be okay when I die.
Yeah. So that was a real eye-opener for me as well, that, hang on, I do have choice. I don't have to choose that. I can choose to come to the dog park, have fun with my dogs and you and all our friends, and it was lovely.
Status, oxytocin.
Yep.
Right? You get her life went from just simply, when we talk about the unicycle and Triple D, right? Yeah, of just having, let's say, one primary chemical that gets distorted. And then like having the cortisol. What if I don't? What if I do? What if I don't? Well, I can get the garden done if I do one plant a day forever. Right? Oh my God, talk about the fun. Versus now she gets to play.
Yes, Lise, I'm living my dream day.
So I'll tell you what I noticed way long ago. I remember her mentioning the garden. And this is like so when she got here, it was a dumping ground. Right?
Yeah.
When I got here, should say, hey, you see that little pile of shit? That used to be a big pile of shit. You see that like barren area? That used to be a pile of shit. You see over there? You know what that was? I bet that was a pile of shit. She thought I was psychic, right? She's like, oh my God, he's amazing. Yeah. But when I got here, I noticed how she lit up whenever she'd start talking about what she saw here. And that, on my experience of her, yes. So when she'd start talking about this and that and something, and it's like, she needs in the garden. I'll do anything to put her in the garden. Okay, and there's that other part. The only thing I want for her is happiness. Happy, loving husband, happy, loved husband, that state just wants her happy. So I'd imagine her happy and happy and happy. And then she comes home one day, and I'm like, what's up? And she goes, you know Gary? I says, yeah, I know Gary, right? And she goes, he's selling the company, right? Some of us are going to stay on as employees. And I thought, I'm imagining you not, right? And then she got the news. They're not keeping me as an employee.
Yeah.
Suddenly my image is
It
gone.
suddenly felt a bit damaged.
Right.
But they did say they'd pay me so much like loads per hour,
Oh,
of course.
Yeah. But then the whole thing is like, and you're allowed 15 minutes to get this 40-minute job done. Right. Can you say they're dicking you around? So it's cool to just notice what's the dance that we've had here? Never settle, always soar. Notice where you have to have image. Let status show up. Status as in being, I can give life to something. She goes to the dog park and has some realizations. There's fellowship. There's funship. There's like people having coffees, walking.
I know.
In
and
nature.
you don't have to be 80 to go there.
You don't have to be 80 to do this.
on a weekday. It
Right.
was weird. I had no idea.
Yeah. How cool is that? And that is literally, where did Dream Driven Day come from? Okay. Us. Deciding, you know what? Okay. When I married her, when I came here and married her, I decided a few things. I am not going to work a job and be away from her 60 hours a week. First of all, Australians can't drive. They're nutty enough to drive on the proper side of the road, right? Second of all, most of them can't drive, or they drive like her. She's creative, right? She takes her half out of the middle, right? And you can't speed in Australia. If you go like 3 Ks over, they give you a big fine. 3 Ks is like 1.5 miles over the speed limit. Rightio. I don't think I've ever been in 50 gear in my BMW. in a 20-mile-per-hour zone. Anyway. Alrighty. I think anything else you want to add in? Because I really love the exploration of you.
You know me and everything I've talked about over the last 15 years or whatever.
I am going to ask one thing.
Yeah.
Whenever it came points, whenever you had the shifts happen, going from employee to consultant to just our shit, whenever you had the shifts happen going from, I just got to cram another 4 hours worth of labor into the garden over the weekend because I got to go back to the shithole on Monday. Okay, whenever these shifts happen, so it's like you can play in the garden when you want to. You can turn down work. You can totally stop being a consultant.
Yeah.
Did those shifts feel like death in any way?
No, because once I'd chosen, felt like death before I made the choice. Felt like definitely death was involved, but there was after it was just relief.
As you're going through the crucifixion,
You just felt ace after I'd made the choice.
Yes.
Yeah.
As you're carrying the cross, right? The crucifixion, that blows, right? But once the line is drawn in the sand, no more. The resurrection, Easter Sunday. Got it? That's important because there is that agony of like, what am I going to do? What do I just all that stuff.
Yeah.
But whenever you kill the image of you, right? Yeah, the real you gets to show up. So, thanks for...
Good one, babe. Thanks for the question, Lisa. Okay, so now what we want to know is tell us what was your... Whoa. Hashtag strawberry bits. And mine was what you said about... I can't remember everything, but how you said as happy, loving husband, wanting me to be happy, and how that's all you wanted, whether I was, at work or in the... And you could see, not that even I could, how I was in the garden way back then, even when it was a bit of like a war.
Totally.
How much I lit up when I went out there, and that's all you wanted. That for me was my hashtag strawberry bit. So thank you. What was your hashtag strawberry bit?
You sharing you. I really do remember you just lighting up out there, you know, and not just once, but way more than once. And you know, one of the driving things behind all that we do with this is I don't want you to die with your song not sung. And we're just talking when we pulled in, like, pretty much every day. It's like, holy shit, look at this place. You know, just look at this, you know. Probably my strawberry bit is you choosing not to settle. You know, that's what's made all this possible. So that's what I got.
Okay, so that was our hashtag strawberry bits. I'm sure we'll talk a bit more after the show. Thank you. While you finish typing in your hashtag strawberry bits, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
Yeah, promotions, inbox, spam, link.
Join.
Or don't. Right? Some people refuse to. All right. Yeah.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Yep.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com. Thank you guys.
Boom.
Have a great... This is our Good Friday, so we're going to go off and have fun.
Yeah, that's right. Good.
I can hear a boy.
Good for Jesus.
Have a great Easter. See you next week.